Must be magic. Hefty Ultra Strong with Fabuloso Scent. There are too many options.
How do we decide what hotel to book? Fear not, I got you.
Who are you?
I'm your fairy hotel mother.
What is happening?
Let me help you pick a hotel you feel good about. Choice Hotels is a family of brands with a hotel for every type of stay. Like a comfort with the kiddos.
Ooh, spacious.
Or a Cambria hotel downtown for just the two of you. Hold my wand, don't wave it at anything. Get the best price by booking direct at choicehotels.com. What did I say?
Stephen Colbert, weeknights on CBS.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12, first at 5.
The pandemic changed the way we see the doctor. Some of us now using our phones. The challenge now, though, is getting that access to those who need it.
And children left out of school activities because they owe lunch money. How a new South Carolina bill plans to put an end to school meal shaming. But our top story live at 5, the owner of an Evans CrossFit gym in jail after the sheriff's office says his wife turned him in for molestation.
The victim, a 15-year-old who deputies say used his facility. Columbia County deputies say 36-year-old Scott Page was arrested yesterday. Now, deputies say Page's wife came home and found pregnancy tests on the counter while the victim was in their home. Now, once she confronted him, deputies say Page told her he would stop work so he could work on their marriage and wouldn't go to jail. Deputies also say the wife told them Page spent a lot of time with the victim, even driving her to and from the gym. He is currently in the Columbia County Jail.
Well, it has been another weekend rain chances for you in just about 10 minutes. Thanks, Riley. Since the pandemic, chances are you've had to do a telehealth appointment, and now they're more common than ever. Newly announced funding will help the Medical College of Georgia bring online appointments to rural communities.
News 12's Alyssa Lyons explains how $1 million will now go towards this effort.
During the pandemic, a doctor's appointment through a device like this became an easy and safe way to receive care. Now they want that access to go to more people more than ever, and they'll be able to do that here at the Medical College of Georgia through new federal funding. Representative Buddy Carter helped secure the funds that will help launch MCG into the future. The funds will be used to connect rural hospitals to specialty physicians at the Medical College of Georgia. It closes the gap that some rural hospitals are facing.
We have a lot of trouble attracting physicians, especially specialists, to the rural hospitals. This gives the opportunity to have a specialist right there at your door. Patients, as we know, they recover better if they've got family members and family support around there. They recover better at home and in their own communities.
Carter says the funds are twofold. It will go towards equipment and educating the providers. Coming up all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll find out how this money will help our communities who need it most.
Developing this evening, the Richmond County Commission awarding $5.
The search for a convicted killer continues, and it's taxpayers who are footing the bill. Late last year, the South Carolina Supreme Court ordered Jared Price's 35-year murder sentence to end 16 years early. Now they vacated that ruling, and Price is being ordered to return to prison. The issue is nobody can find him. So far, the Richland County Sheriff's Office says nearly $11,000 in man-hours have been spent on the search effort since Thursday. Price's defense attorney, Todd Rutherford, is also calling on Price to turn himself in.
South Carolina lawmakers are finalizing the state budget right now. Some lawmakers and advocates are urging them to make sure a provision is in it to help more kids access healthy meals.
State House reporter Mary Green has the details.
Data shows 1 in 7 kids in South Carolina isn't properly nourished right now. Supporters say the state legislature can address that by inserting a temporary law in the next state budget concerning school meals.
We know that children learn better when they have a full stomach. They'll pay attention better.
Right now, if enough students in a school or district qualify for free or reduced cost meals, then the school or district can apply with the federal government for every student to get free meals. This temporary law would require those schools and districts who are eligible for school-wide or district-wide free meals participate in it next school year. It would also ban schools from meal shaming. That's when they refuse to let students with meal debt participate in activities like field trips or give kids who qualify for free lunches a different meal than paying students.
By really addressing these avenues of making certain that all the kids are receiving the same meals, they're not brought out is labeled as being different.
Again, lawmakers will still be finalizing the state budget in the coming weeks. If that temporary law makes it in, it would only be in effect for as long as that budget is in effect, so typically a year. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
Another bill under consideration right now would permanently provide free school meals to every student in South Carolina public schools. That won't pass this year, but the bill sponsor says that she'll keep pushing for it next year.
If you've driven in Augusta, you might have already seen this, a billboard in downtown Augusta dedicated to those who have died of fentanyl overdoses. Earlier today, parents from across South Carolina converged at the State House, urging lawmakers to crack down on fentanyl before the session ends next week. They were surrounded by photos and mementos from their loved ones killed by the drug. These parents say they're angry and they are frustrated because lawmakers are not moving fast enough.
We constantly have to be here and beg you to make laws happen in South Carolina to save lives. Our kids are already gone. We're trying to save the next mom from the heartache. We're trying to save the next child.
DHEC data shows that fentanyl deaths from 2020 to 2021 increased more than 35% in South Carolina.
More than 1,500 high school seniors gathering in the South Carolina State Capitol for the College and Career Decision Day rally. The event began with a march down Main Street and ended with a celebration event on the House steps. It's all to recognize and celebrate students who have decided to pursue college, the military, begin a training program, or enter the workforce.
Whether you are going into the military, workforce, pursuing a 2 or 4 year college degree, or a higher education certificate, I have no doubt in my mind that you will all go on to achieve great things.
In News 12's Mikhail Hannah Harding was one of the MCs at that event.
Two teenagers making quite an entrance to prom. Just ahead, how they managed to ride to the event in a tank. Riley?
Well, it is still another breezy day for us. We're going to hang on to breezy conditions one more day. Staying dry as well for the work week, but we are tracking some rain this weekend. We'll have the full forecast just after the break.
First place you may think of returning is right here, back to your roots. And coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're giving you a deeper look at how the Richmond County school system is cultivating future educators to return home as a way to fight the teacher shortage.
Time and temp, brought to you by...
Should see a few showers on Saturday.
All right, thank you, Riley. Forget a limo. Two high schoolers out of Washington State decided to take a tank. Yeah, I said tank. To
Riding
prom.
in style. Jeffrey Lindblom shows us how they got a hold of the tank and why it goes beyond just making an entrance.
Woke up and I was just ready to go.
We've been getting going back and forth about how nervous, but still just super hyped up that we are about it.
Sherman Bynum fell in love with tanks. Described as a bit of a random kid, he got the idea to ride to his junior prom in one. Soon after, he stumbled across Steve Greenberg, who just so happens to have one in Portland, and said it would cost about $1,000.
I'm Sherman.
And I'm Sam.
And I have a question for you. Are you a student at Campus High School? And if so, have you ever just wanted to see a live tank?
He and his best friend Sam Tatro did a TikTok, made a GoFundMe. Fast forward, here they are with Steve, who shares Sherman's passion.
I've been collecting this since high school. I'm now 65. And, if it wasn't for tanks and the guys that drove and worked them and fought with them during World War II, we wouldn't be standing here talking right now.
Sherman says compared to a typical prom Norm ride, their tires are much better.
We don't like Normal very much.
He says he wouldn't dare be caught in something like a sports car or limo. Instead, a tank, armed with friends by his side and one proud mom.
I never thought you'd pull it off, and here we are.
He's even got an escort from Portland's own Unipiper. Bagpipes, Star Wars, and flames. On his 40th birthday, he's happy to be involved too.
Making sure that Portland stays the place where people can be who they are.
So we've got Unipiper, friends, and family. Sherman's got it all, including a date.
He asked me with a sign that said, "I'd be thankful to take you to prom with me." It was perfect.
Sherman says this started off as one big old joke.
If you see a GoFundMe for a tank, sure.
But wound up proving a point he holds near and dear.
Sherman, are you happy?
Heck yeah. Live your life to the fullest. Do whatever you want. That's what it's all about.
What just happened? There
don't
were
know.
so many things happening there, but I guess good for them for figuring that
Yeah,
out.
man.
That's pretty funny. Well, diabetes is very difficult to manage, and oftentimes those with the disease need to get organ transplants. Well, after the break, we'll meet one critical need donor waiting for her match.
First Alert Radar of ownership. Me time is Melts time. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. Pizza Hut Melts, just $6.99.
How do we decide what hotel to book? Fear not, I got you. Choice Hotels has a hotel for every type of stay. Like a comfort with the kiddos.
Spacious.
That's what they all say. Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct at choicehotels.com. It's the
There's a critical need for organ donors, and the latest numbers show that 17 people die each day waiting for an organ transplant.
The list is long. Arthur Mondale shares with us the story of a South Carolina woman working to get herself off the waiting list.
At one point, I had to decide to take control of my life and my medical condition.
We're in the kitchen with Katrina Mattison, a 40-something who lost over 130 pounds after working out 5 days a week and switching to a plant-based diet.
Had its share of ups and downs.
She's a type 1 diabetic who's been fighting to survive since age 15.
So I was sticking my fingers 8 times a day and doing 4 to 5 shots, insulin shots a day.
A teenager with a high risk for kidney failure, heart disease, and stroke.
I kind of have what they call a double whammy because I am a type 1 diabetic and I also suffer from hypertension. I've been hypertensive since 17.
She worked closely with her doctors, but at age 28, the young professional got another devastating blow.
I was in stage 5 end-stage renal disease.
Her kidneys were close to failing. And even after getting a new kidney in 2015, the spiral didn't stop.
My body rejected that organ.
She's still working closely with her doctors, doing in-home dialysis, and using her social media to advocate and find donors for young adults and youth with backstories like hers.
With this horrible disease, we do not fight alone. We have to band together and be an advocate and a voice for each other at all times.
Back home with Katrina, she's still patiently waiting for her own candidate to come forward with a kidney and a pancreas.
Everyone deserves that chance to live and receive that organ donation that will possibly save their lives.
And every 10 minutes, a person is added to the transplant waiting list, and kidneys remain the most in-demand organ.
After 35 years, an arrest has been made in the brutal murder of a 19-year-old while her 9-month-old daughter was in the next room. Kathy Swartz was murdered inside her apartment in Three Rivers, Michigan. Evidence shows she put up a fight and her attacker's blood was at the scene. A recent breakthrough in DNA tracking led investigators to Beaufort, South Carolina. Now, 53-year-old Robert Waters is being charged with open murder. The Beaufort Police Department says they are thankful they were able to take part in solving this cold case, and hopefully Kathy's family will find closure.
Well, take a look at this. A South Carolina shrimping boat engulfed in flames while on its way to the annual Blessing of the Fleet over the weekend. The captain, Larry Cobb, was the only person aboard the boat when it went up in flames near Mount Pleasant. He was seriously burned and underwent surgery at MUSC. He is expected to be okay. Officials say it's still unclear how the fire started there. Riley.
Scary situation there on the Carolina coast. We are going to see some cool nights over the next couple of days, expecting those wake-up temps to be in the 40s all the way through Friday morning. And we do have plenty of sunshine out there, so a big congratulations to our latest winner for our sunshade giveaway, to Mr. Johnny Casaya from Aiken, South Carolina. To get your own sunshade, just go to wrdw.com, click on contests, and we'll have a look at that forecast for you just after the break.
Since night.
We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
At Checkers.
Riley, a woman facing multiple charges after she reportedly drove into a golf cart with a newlywed couple inside. We hear from the family next when Live at 5 continues.
Introducing the first alert.